boys? Welcome back to the Maxi Canalla Show. Just making a review of the match versus Montreal. Inter Miami won 1-0. Just a reminder for everybody watching, if you like the content, consider leaving a like and consider subscribing. But Inter Miami won 1-0, and that's not the biggest news of the day. The goal came from a penalty after Bertarame went up for a header and came down really bad. It looked pretty bad from the only couple of camera shots that we got. And he had to be taken off in an ambulance. So that's the most important thing, that he's doing well, that he is in good health. We heard Osho saying that he's fine and conscious now. So that's good news, but still praying for him, hoping that he is in good health and that he can come back as soon as he can. And I just hope that he recovers well. As more info comes out this Sunday, we'll get more news on his conditions. But he was having a good game as well, so it's very, very, very unfortunate. It was quite scary, but at least he's conscious now. Ojo's confirmed it. But the penalty was taken by Suarez and converted 1-0. And Inter Miami was able to hold on to that result for another 13 minutes after the 90 minutes ended, although we did suffer. But Casemiro was able to debut, and that was probably the biggest news of the day until Bertarame, and that took over rightfully because that's just so important. But another 3 points is huge for Miami. Being away in Montreal is huge. That's 6 points, 2 wins back to back, which is huge. But what's beginning to worry is that there's some injuries and some players not available. Obviously, Messi and Paul are the two biggest players that are out. Messi is taking his well-deserved rest, especially at his age after the deep run Argentina made, so no problem there. But also Rodrigo de Paul, who is taking his rest from the World Cup as well. But I would say that he should be coming back faster than Messi, because we saw that players already came back from break. In Argentina, Paredes came back and played in Boca. Montiel and Otamendi already played in River. So I'm hoping De Paul can come back as soon as possible and play for the club because it's needed. We're also missing some players due to injury. In defense, we're missing Luján and Falcón. In midfield, we're missing Ashala. And up top, we're missing Berterame now and Tadeo Allende. So these are important players that are not going to be available due to injury or rest like De Paul or Messi. So that's going to be a little bit worrying for these upcoming games. We have an MLS game versus Columbus Crew coming up. And then we have a Leagues Cup game on the 5th. So these are going to be important players. Hopefully some can come back. Like De Paul, I think, is most needed, and I think Messi was going to be needed for that Leagues Cup game. We'll see how Ojos handles that. But going on to the game, I think Rios Novo played a good game, especially with his feet. He seems solid, but he does have that mistake in him that we saw last game. And we saw it here versus Montreal as well, that he can make a mistake and we can pay for that. It could be costly as well, but he was better today. I think in the defense, Murro was good. Reguilon was good until he asked for a change, and I think we have to pay attention to that. that he can sometimes not find himself in the best conditions physically. Hopefully he's not an injury. So let's keep an eye on Reguilon. I think Frey and Mikael did good, a good pairing center back. They had a good game. More Frey, I think he had a better game, but they were both solid in the back. In midfield, we saw Casemiro debuting, so Casemiro had a good game. Every touch he had is quality, and I think he was a little bit bad on the physicality side. Probably not too fit, but he is quality, right? He's quality, and I think as time goes on, he's going to start getting better, accustomed to the role that Ojas wants him to play, which is ultimately to replace Busquets in that midfield and get some connecting passes with the midfield and the strikers. Bright in midfield also had a very good game, and we had Silvetti on the left side with always a lot of energy, and a lot of running in behind. So he played a good game as well. And I think the highest point in midfield was Telasco Segovia, who had a nice shot which hit the crossbar. He's always quality, always has a lot of attacking potential. And I think he connects great with Suarez and whichever other forwards we have on field. I think his passing is phenomenal, and he has a lot of quality on the ball. So I think he was the highest point in midfield. And Berterame up top had a good game until the injury. And Suarez found himself a bit frustrated with finding his teammates, but he scored. He's up to 9 now in the league, and he looked really good physically, fit. So that's great news. I just think Suarez had a little bit of difficulty finding himself with his teammates. But it's Suarez is undeniably a great 9. So this is huge for Inter Miami that he's now physically fit. But Inter Miami without Messi and without De Paul have been able to string together really good results. 2 points from Nashville up top. So Nashville first, Inter Miami second with 37. They have 39. And that's huge for the league. The league title is. But we also have to focus on the League's Cup, which is a very important trophy. But it's been a great return to club football for Inter Miami. 2 games, 2 wins, 6 points. No Messi, no De Paul, with injuries, and Ojos, who hasn't ironed out his idea completely with the players. So there's a lot to look forward to with this team, because they win in these conditions. When we're at an optimal rate or suboptimal rate, we can play even better. So it's a great return for Inter Miami. I'm extremely happy with these 2 results. I hope Berterame can get better in time. And I want to thank you all for listening to the Maxi Canalla Show. Remember to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you next time. Thank you, boys.